Hey guys, LevelCap here, and today in gaming, Warzone teasers are hinting at a massive disaster event, the PlayStation 5 is getting a major update, Ubisoft are shutting down several classic games, and much more. The current season of Warzone is coming to a close early next week. It ends on the 22nd, and many players believe a nuke event will start the day before, obliterating Verdansk. COD partners have received care packages indicating the zombie horde will move to Verdansk Dam, potentially causing a flood on the map on the 21st. A few weeks ago, data miners found an image that looks like Verdansk covered in lava. They also found a bunch of audio files referencing a zombie extraction mode. Activision haven't officially revealed anything so far. In-game, we've gotten a few hints at what the event might have in store. You can see missiles flying over the map in some matches. A bug recently caused these missiles to start landing, but their explosion was disabled, so nothing happened. The most substantial thing happening in-game is the zombie pub crawl. They're currently enjoying a nice pint and waiting for this whole thing to blow over at the Atlas Superstore. After the 21st, it's likely Season 3 will introduce a new version of Verdansk that rewinds the map to the 80s. We got a glimpse of the new map in an unfinished Warzone trailer that leaked recently. The leak led to a lot of disappointment from players who were hoping for a totally new location. There's also rumors that Cold War's Ural Mountains map will be added to Warzone at some point. New content aside, the real question is if Raven can even out Warzone's balance problems and exploits. A new bug has been discovered with broken glass that stops bullets and explosives. The bug is inconsistent, but if you're standing behind a shattered glass window, there's a chance it'll block incoming damage. Neither Raven nor Activision have talked about the future patches coming to Warzone. That said, Raven did reveal a new ban wave last night that took out another 30,000 cheaters. In our final bit of Call of Duty news, two maps that were quietly added and then removed from Modern Warfare are coming back soon. They were added unintentionally and have been removed to finalize them. They should be back in an update soon. The PlayStation 5 April update drops tomorrow and adds a highly anticipated feature. It lets you transfer PlayStation 5 games from internal storage to an external USB device. Unfortunately, you won't be able to play games via USB or download them directly to external storage. You'll have to transfer the games that you want to play between internal and external storage. That said, this is still great for people who don't want to or can't realistically re-download games repeatedly. Sony are still working on firmware to enable expandable internal storage. That update is due out sometime this summer and will let users install off-the-shelf PCIe Gen 4 SSDs. That will radically improve the storage situation for the PlayStation 5 owners. Just having a game like Warzone installed eats up 1/5 of the PlayStation 5's available storage at this point. Ubisoft are shutting down servers for several of their most popular classic games. On PC, Splinter Cell Conviction and Assassin's Creed 2 are among 8 games going offline in June. Later this year, Ghost Recon Future Soldier and 3 Rainbow Six games will go offline. While it's tough to say if these games had much of an active player base, it's still sad to see such an iconic era of Ubisoft games getting the boot. BioShock 4 will probably be an open-world title based on a job listing for the game. It calls for a senior writer with open-world storytelling experience. BioShock Infinite was the last entry in the franchise, and I don't want to spoil anything, but folks that have played through Infinite's DLC will know that it paints a very final picture of the overall story. The game's creative director and writer, Ken Levine, stepped away from the franchise after Infinite was finished and rebranded his studio to focus on new IPs. BioShock 4 is being developed by Cloud Chamber Games, which has several former BioShock devs. The BioShock games are all mostly linear experiences with segmented maps. Going open world isn't too unusual considering how open Infinite's levels were, but it's still a significant departure from what we've seen before. Valorant's latest update made a couple of tweaks to 2 popular agents. Astra's Gravity Well can now pull agents that are defusing the spike. Previously, this ability wouldn't affect defenders interacting with the spike, which led to some frustrating losses for attackers. Now the Gravity Well will pull defenders while defusing. If they get pulled beyond the defuse range, the defuse will be stopped. Raze has 2 of her abilities tweaked. Her Blast Pack now gives her an audio cue when it's used to boost a player. The visual effects of her explosive abilities have also been tweaked for visibility. Crossplay for Outriders is fully restored. The developers disabled it shortly after launch due to several issues with the game and its servers. An update last week brought crossplay back online for PC and Xbox users. A more recent update adds crossplay for PlayStation users as well. Now all platforms can play with each other. Skater XL just got a free multiplayer update on PC. It's currently in beta and supports 10-player servers. Players can create group lines and skate around freely. The multiplayer is pretty bare bones for now, but it would likely be fleshed out into something much bigger between feature updates and mods. The update will be available on console soon. For now, Steam users can enable multiplayer by adding beta-open beta to the game's launch properties. Modders found a working online co-op buried in the final DLC for The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. The DLC added local co-op that is compatible with Steam Remote Play but doesn't natively support online co-op. Modders dug through the update and discovered a native online co-op mode that can be activated and works to varying degrees of success. Some say it's prone to crashing and disconnecting, others seem like they can play with that issue, but players can enable online support quickly by editing some text files in the game's install folder. Retro Arena FPS Ultra Kill just got a massive update. It's called Soul Survivor, adds a ton of new content, 2 new difficulty options, and dozens of balance tweaks and bug fixes. The update also packs a whole new secret area to find and explore, so there's lots of undisclosed new content to check out. AMD revealed their next generation APUs. These are CPUs with integrated GPUs designed for lower-end PC gaming and productivity applications. The new APUs are based on AMD's latest generation Ryzen processors. Their previous gen APUs proved to be incredibly powerful for their price and went toe-to-toe with the dedicated budget GPUs. This time around, AMD is promising performance above 30 FPS in titles like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Metro Exodus. For more esports-oriented titles like Overwatch, CSGO, and Valorant, these new APUs could easily be hitting well above 60 FPS. Pricing isn't available yet, and they'll only be available in pre-built PCs until later this year, but you can expect them to be pretty affordable across the board while keeping up with higher-end Ryzen CPUs AMD already have on the market. Before we get to our final story today, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If there were any big stories you think we missed today, let us know in the comments. We're always looking for new games to cover and appreciate all the feedback we get about potentially covering new titles and topics. Nier Automata's infamous Steam version might be getting an update. Since it launched in 2017, the PC port has been plagued with all sorts of bugs and performance problems that makes it a subpar experience compared to its console version. Modders have worked out several fixes, but the core game still has unfixable flaws many PC players wish the developers would address. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like the upcoming update will be very substantial. It will upgrade the current Steam version of the game to the Become as Gods edition, which is currently available via Xbox Game Pass on Xbox One and PC. The version offers smoother performance and higher resolution textures, but there are still some issues with it. And that wraps it up for today in gaming. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.